Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of making the Final Fantasy X Lulu dress. This is going to be the skirt portion of the dress. I used the mock-up I made in the last video as my pattern. This is a recycled sheet that I'm using to make the entire dress out of. I did the skirt a little bit differently from my mock-up, however it's pretty much the same. I just made the front portion of the skirt longer to add the belts to later. Here I'm using the mock-up to cut the back pieces out. Now with the skirt front, I did a little bit differently. All I did is I cut a full panel out instead of the half panel like I did on the mock-up, and then I put a cutout where the left leg is supposed to show through. Here's a diagram of what I actually did. I did turn in those raw edges on the cutout piece, and I added lace, stretch lace in the middle of it. It's actually supposed to be nylons underneath the skirt, but I figured my daughter will not wear thigh-high nylons with lace top. I went ahead and top stitched this little cutout as well, just to make sure everything stays put. Lulu's dress front is supposed to have belts across the entire front of it. However, I wanted something lightweight and I wanted to be able to wash it, and with belts you just simply cannot do. So I opted to use ribbon. Here I'm actually drawing out kind of a placement guideline of where I want these belts to be. I did eventually add more belts to it later on than what I do now. I'm using a wired cotton ribbon that I pull the wires out of and singe the edges of them so they don't fray. I do have 3 different colors. I have black, gray, and a brown, reddish brown. I know it's supposed to be a red, but I didn't have any red ribbon at the time. I'm trying to keep the cost down to 0, and since I have this on hand, I decided to go ahead and use it. I'm crisscrossing the belts and trying to make it as full as I can. I did make the belts a lot looser than what I should have, but I did fix it at the end so they actually look much better at the end. And to add the short skirt part of the dress where the lace will go onto, I added another piece to the front of it to go over the belts as well to hide those edges. Here I am just rolling over the hem of the side panels for the skirt. They will eventually get attached to the belt portion and then top stitched. Here I am just attaching the belts permanently to the skirt front. Those extra pieces of belt that I have left out, I will be stitching those underneath. Now I'm just attaching the back pieces together and then they will be attached to the front. I did not do a hem on the skirt because I had lined up my mock pattern up with the hem of the actual sheets, so there was already a pre-made hem there. Here I am just tacking down those belts to the underside of the skirt. I did give the lining a rolled hem though, so that way the edges didn't fray. Now I'm adding the lining to the skirt. I just attached them together at the waist. I did top stitch this skirt just to keep the lining from rolling up. I felt the skirt was lacking something, so I added silver ribbon to act as belt buckles, which in the end made the skirt look a lot better. And I just sewed these on with my machine. And that's the end of the skirt. I will have the bodice next week, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next week. Thanks a lot, and bye!